years after the 2016 presidential election, partisan confrontation has never been so fierce and so strong, both at Congress, Senate, even in the White House, both at federal and state level. Many have said that this election is the most important, the most significant election in the U.S. history. We, IPAC, have interviewed many candidates for political offices, both at federal and state levels, and even in the local city levels. After numerous interviews, decisions, and voting, we have elected to endorse 17 candidates.
Ladies and gentlemen, good afternoon. My name is Donna Chen, and I'm the chairwoman for IPAC. First, I'd like to welcome and thank everyone here today for the election press conference conducted by IPAC. I also would like to thank National TV providing such advanced quality professional stage. Thank you so much for the National TV. Coming up November 6, 2018 is the midterm election for the entire state of California. And today, IPAC will announce 17 candidates endorsed by IPAC after numerous interviews and voting decisions by the board. And we believe they are the right candidate and qualified candidate can serve our community. Please come to the polls and vote for them. Thank you. Allow me to speak in Chinese. 各位来宾观众，大家好，我是庄春慧，美国华人政治联盟。首先欢迎大家前来支持我们主办的记者招待会。接着，谢谢美国国家电视台提供我们这么高素质的场地。今年是大选的，在11月6日，请大家踊跃投票支持我们，把你们神圣的一票投给我们背书的17位官员。谢谢大家。
As you may recall, in May 2018, we have held this press conference similarly at this beautiful studio of U.S. National TV. Thanks to our managing director, Lily Wang, please stand up and to be recognized by the audience and the media. It was a great success since our endorsement was announced. The primary, we have witnessed an 80% of success rate in our candidates that we endorsed in the primary. So we hope that this general election in the midterm election would be 100% for each and every individual on the stage. What do you say that? Let's give a round of applause for all of them. Let's pray and hope that they'll get 100%. For that 100%, let's give a round of applause. Well, today, the press conference would be held in a format of self-introduction and a message passing to the media and to the cameras. Each candidate would have 2 minutes to introduce your policy, to encourage your voters and supporters to come to the polls to vote for you. And we have a timekeeper in the audience who would raise up a 30-second sign, a 15-second sign, and time up sign so that you know that we're running out of time. I know that all of us have a lot to say, have a lot to communicate with your supporters, but as you know, we have a very crowded stage and time is very precious. So that being said, we're gonna have a group photo with the directors of IPAC who are present today with all those candidates today first. And then we'll start the individual introduction by the candidates. All IPAC directors present here today, please come to the stage and take a group photo with all of them. And we have Vice Chair Jenny Du, we have our Treasurer Victor Gao, we have Vice Treasurer Jiao Wang, and Secretary Alice Cole, and Director Zi Gao, and our Director Ms. Lei Wang, and Director Mei Chang. And let me squeeze into the group so I can get it. The candidates that we endorsed have both federal and state level, even local, even county-wide, citywide election candidates. We now will announce the 17 candidates we have endorsed in 2018. We will start with Dr. Judy Chu, who is running for re-election of U.S. Congress 27th District. Let's welcome Honorable Dr. Judy Chu to this program. As you will see, Dr. Judy Chu's pictures on the screen, and information is also on the side of the photo. Dr. Chu, please.
Thank you, IPAC, for your endorsement for my 2018 re-election campaign. I thank you because you have worked so hard to make sure that Chinese Americans are empowered and get involved in the political process. And it is only by doing that that we can truly exercise our voices. Well, I am running for re-election. It was in 2009 when I was elected to Congress and became the first Chinese American ever elected to Congress in history. Since then, you and I have worked together on very key and critical issues like getting an apology for the Chinese Exclusion Act of 1882 and on fighting against military hazing. But there is so much more left to be done. I am fighting now to make sure that our family immigration system is preserved because it is under attack, and yet that is the way that most Chinese Americans have come to the United States. And I'm working to make sure that everybody has the health care that they need. There is so much left to be done. I want to continue to represent you in Congress, and this November election is very key and critical. I would say that it is the most important election that we could ever have. So I thank you, IPAC, for being in the forefront, for increasing the political activity of Chinese Americans, and for making sure that you reach out to everybody in the community so that they can vote. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Dr. Chu. Next coming up to the screen is Young Kim, who is the candidate for U.S. Congress 39th District. Ms. Kim, please.
Great. Well, good morning, and I want to thank IAPAC for this very, very important endorsement. I am so honored and privileged to feel that you are supporting my campaign because you believe I'm the best candidate to represent you in not only the 39th Congressional District, but be your voice in Washington, D.C. when I go there to represent our values and our issues that are important for the Sangha Rebellion and throughout the 39th Congressional District. As you know, I had the privilege of serving the people of the 39th Congressional District when I worked as Director of Community Affairs and Asian Affairs for Congressman Ed Royce for over 2 decades. And it is my desire to continue to serve you in Washington. Like many of you, I'm an immigrant. My family came to the United States for the hope and opportunity that this great country provided. And my story and my immigrant story is truly the story of many of us and many of you sitting here and many of our viewers that are watching our press conference today. So I want to get to Washington, D.C. and work on issues that are shared American values, which are our values. And those are providing quality education, providing business-friendly environment so our jobs can grow and prosper so we can continue to provide for a strong economy. Access to quality health care is very important. An immigration system that works, that provide the same opportunity and realize the same American dream that I achieved and that you all achieved. So we have a lot of work to do, and I'm excited to be able to join Congresswoman Judy Chu and be able to work in a bipartisan way to achieve all these issues that are important for our Asian American community, which is also the American values. Thank you very much for having me.
Thank you, Ms. Kim. As we all know, IPAC is a nonpartisan organization. It endorses both Democrat and Republican Party candidates. We don't take the party affiliation as a decisive factor. We talk to the candidates when we interview them. We ask for their views and policies, as long as they are willing to work for and to fight for the equal opportunity for all races and communities. We would consider endorsement for them. Now, coming up to the candidate for U.S. Congress 45th District, Katie Porter. Ms. Porter was not able to make it to this press conference, and but we have interviewed and endorsed her for this coming election. Now, as we have said before, this election is the most significant election, both at federal and state level. Today, we are honored to have Mr. Mike Ng, who is the candidate for California State Senate, 22nd District. Ms. Ng, please take the stage. You may start, Mike.
Well, good morning, everyone. My name is Mike Ng, M-I-K-E. Give me an M for media. Thank you, media. Give me an I. Thank you, IPAC. Give me a K. Thank you for the knowledge that IPAC gives us. Give me an E. Thank you for education. M-I-K-E is also my platform. M for mass transit. We have to get people moving. We have to get rid of this bad traffic. I, information is very important. As Assemblymember Ed Chow shows, our data is being stolen. Information is very important. K, we must keep California great. Make sure, keep California safe from the wildfires. Keep California safe in terms of public safety. And E, education is so important. I was an at-risk child who rose because of education. The cost of education is very high. We are not $1.5 trillion in debt from people who are 18 to 85 that are still paying. Why should you vote for me? My last name is Ng, E-N-G. I have the energy. For E-N, I will not say no to anyone if you want to meet with me. And G, I will go, 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 go. Go after the issues, go after the votes, and go to represent my constituents in the 22nd Senate District, reaching from Monterey Park to just before Walnut. 1 million people, only 40 senators in the state of California. Each one votes on millions of dollars of information, education, transportation, quality of life, and so many, many other things that we all care about. So thank you very, very much. Vote for Mike Ng, M-I-K-E, E-N-G. My initials are M-E. A vote for me is a vote for Y-O-U, a vote for you. Thank you, ladies and gentlemen.
That was the most interesting and well done, brief self-introduction. Let's work together, community leaders, media, and all friends, and send Mr. Mike Ng to Sacramento to the California State Senate. Now, talking about re-election, we have our longtime friend, Mr. Ed Chow, who is running for re-election for California State Assembly 49th District. Mr. Chow, please take the stage.
Thank you very much, Jack. You know, Mike is always a tough act to follow. My name is Ed Chow. I represent the 49th Assembly District. This is my 6th year serving, and I'm running to go for my fourth term. And prior to joining the legislature, I also served as a school board member for the Montebello Unified School District for 12 years, where I served as president of school board 3 different times. And prior to that, I also practiced law for about 18 years. I served as a judge pro tem for almost 10 years. And I also worked as an engineer for IBM for about 8 years. So I have a pretty diverse background, which is the reason why I'm chairing the Privacy Committee in the State Assembly right now. So besides privacy, I also sit on 4 other standing committees: appropriation, housing, natural resources, and judiciary. And it's an honor to serve all of you in Sacramento, and like to go back and do some of the things that I've been working on. For example, recently I authored a legislation that was considered to be the strongest privacy law in the country, and that's AB 375. Essentially what it does is that it will give control of data back to the consumer, because that is the ownership of the data, that consumer data. So it has been described as not only the strongest privacy law in the country, but also landmark, historic, most sweeping, far-reaching, and on all that. So as a result of that, the law, many states are looking to California to see whether or not they want to do the same. In fact, at the federal level, the administration is also talking to tech folks about whether or not a federal law ought to be enacted in the privacy area. That's only one of the laws that I've been working on. And when I do get reelected, I want to continue working on privacy issues, education, affordable housing, climate, which is a front and center for California. Also, we've taken a very lead role in that respect. So I hope to ask for your support, and please vote for me. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Dr. Chow, and hope that his message is well conveyed, and the community and voters have listened to him and cast their vote for Mr. Chow. Now, we have another candidate, Josh Lowenthal, who is candidate for California State Assembly, 72nd District. He has informed us that he was not able to make it on time to this press conference, but we have endorsed him after numerous interviews and voting for his endorsement. That being said, let me go to the next candidate. On the screen, you will see a very smiling face and very strong personnel with uniform on him. Let's welcome Mr. Jim McDonald. He's running for re-election of LA County Sheriff. I was joking with some of my good friends. I said that today we'll be very safe with Jim's presence here. Jim, please take the stage.
Thank you very much, and thank you to IPAC for the endorsement and support. I appreciate that very much. You know, as most of you know, the issues that we've had to deal with in the past at the LA County Sheriff's Department, a great organization that went through a very difficult time. We have come a long way in 4 years. We've turned things around in the jails, which were most problematic for us, to the point where the federal monitor who oversees one of our consent decrees said that they had literally seen a sea change in the last 4 years in the way inmates are treated. You look at our inmate population on any given day, about 17,000 people. About 31% of that population are dealing with severe mental health issues. So it is a difficult environment to be able to work in. We want to continue to advocate for community-based mental health care and treatment so that our jails are not a default mental health institution. We, by default, have become the largest mental health institution in the country, which is a sad commentary on where we are. But we continue to focus on compassionate care for those who need it, and we're responsible for their care and custody. Looking at the crime picture, our core mission, if you will, working with our communities, we've been able to drive crime down. We've had some challenging periods, certainly, with a lot of the things we're dealing with, but we finished out 2017 down in all categories except burglary, which was flat. And this year, we're trending in the right direction on most categories as well, and working very hard on those that we're seeing an uptick in. I'm very proud of the Human Trafficking Bureau we put together in 2015. We were able to rescue 260 young people from that life and be able to get them back on track, arresting 1,200 people for holding people basically enslaved. So the safety and security of the County of Los Angeles is what we're talking about here. We have a lot of good things going. I greatly value your support and look forward to working with all of you in the 4 years ahead. Thank you all very much.
Thank you, Mr. McDonald. Next, coming up to the screen is our old friend. We have endorsed him in the primary. He has been very successful in the primary election in June. Now here it is again. Let's welcome Mr. Jeffrey Tron, who is running for re-election for LA County Assessor.
Thank you. Thank you very much, and thank you, IPAC, for your support this election as well as my election 4 years ago. I appreciate the support, but I particularly appreciate your helping me to educate the public about a not very well understood office. My office is one of the more important local government offices. Truth is, no other local government agency can do their job until I've done mine. And if I don't do my job really well, that means that school boards and city councils and the sheriff don't have the money that they need to provide those vital services that we depend on. We are real estate appraisers, and our job is to assess and value all taxable property in LA County. And my job is to ensure that we do that well, and to make certain that the public can take advantage of the programs and services that we sponsor. A few highlights of my term as assessor. One is to make the department more efficient. We've invested almost $100 million in upgrading our technology, our website, and public access. There's a number of programs that have been adopted by California voters to help you save money on your property taxes. Programs for homeowners, seniors, the disabled, and veterans. And last year we saved those taxpayers $600 million in property taxes. We lowered property taxes for small businesses, providing property tax relief to 50,000 small businesses, saving millions of dollars. And counterintuitively, we actually increased county revenues for Los Angeles County government. In fact, we have been so successful in our efforts the last 4 years that this year I was able to deliver a $40 million increase in revenues to the Los Angeles County budget. We've been honored by government organizations and professional associations for our efforts these last 4 years. I think we've done a job that the people of LA County can be very, very proud of. I'm proud to have your support and look forward to working with you in the weeks ahead as we move toward a successful election on November 6th. Thank you so much.